You are now listening to MrZBlackneffect.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? Fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use. Okay, y'all. So, we're gonna be mentioning that goddamn Danish deception again. But hopefully, this is the last time we bring this up. Hopefully, Jesus. I thought we had a last time, but apparently not. Right? Apparently not. Yeah. So, um, so yes, let's get all of the obvious out the way. This is some gossipy woman stuff. Yes, Mr. Z, we'll put that on the table. Yes, whoever's thinking it, you're right. This is some gossipy woman stuff. With that, the discourse behind this is what's very interesting. The discourse is interesting. It is interesting to see how the women are taking it from different races and backgrounds. Obviously, clearly black women, right? And we're going to be playing a few clips and giving our take. Some of these folks we have spoken about before. What I find interesting is a lot of the "why would you give a man money" talk, right? So old narratives, old themes, old ideas die hard. Ladies, you fought for equality with second wave feminism for 60 some odd years, 70 years. Do you not appreciate what the hell that means? And I know for some of you, y'all might not understand where Mr. Z is going with this. Appreciate the women that are saying, "Why would you ever give a man money? You spent his money. Why would you ever? This world was built for them." No, the world was built for our grandfathers, less so our fathers, and definitely not for us. Ladies, you're the buffer class now. Oops. You non-threats, you non-challengers, you bust downs for elite white men, you're the buffer class now. Do you not understand? You are what you fought for. You are what your foremothers fought for. Do you not appreciate who you are? Huh? Listening to the ladies talk, it's like the past 60 some odd years never happened. The past 60 some odd years never happened. And the women aren't classist assholes either. Today is a Friday stream, so we might be a little spicy with the language. The women are little classist assholes, a bunch of spoiled brats, elitist wannabes, and they act like the past 60 years did not happen. Listening to the ladies talk, you're like, what world are you living in? Huh? I would never give a man money. Understandable. Giving a man money the first second you meet him, not smart. But the way these women are speaking, and it speaks to why Mr. Z keeps on harping on the same thing over and over again. It's the top 20, 25% of folks that are getting married and staying married. Everybody else out here is freestyling and coping, mainly because of the women. You know Mr. Z was going to say that part. Mainly because of the women. Everybody else is out here freestyling and coping. Huh? So let's play the clips and we'll get to it on the other end.
Ever since I set foot on American soil at 12 years old, I knew American women were built different. And I don't really still know what that difference is, but it definitely has something to do with being able to withstand mass amounts of humiliation from men. And that's why I will not be commenting on the Danish deception, because I am so far removed from a world where I would ever give a man any amount of money that what am I going to tell you? That's a perspective that I just genuinely don't possess. Because what do you mean you gave money to a man? Men are the original resource hoarders. That's how they started started the entire patriarchy. That's how they've always controlled or attempted to control women, is by taking away our resources. And you're saying you gave them to a man willingly? I can't commentate on that. Like, as a Slavic woman, I'm so far removed from that, because where I'm from, resources were scarce, and you could see exactly how men would hoard those resources. If you give a man money, like, a man shouldn't even be allowed to have his own money, let alone be taking your money. What are men gonna do with money? What's money to a man? Like, what does he need it for? Nothing other than controlling women or tomfoolery. Where I'm from, men give women all of their money, because women know better than to let men have any money. You want a woman, you give her all your money. That's rule number one of dating. If a man needs your money, he's a scammer. Like, literally, he's a scammer. It's like making it past that first step and giving a man your hard-earned money means that you're ready to be scammed. Like, I'm not going to say you deserve it, but I'm just saying you're the prime target. Like, of course he's going to scam you. You gave him your money. That's all he needs. And then what are you doing? You're paying to have a man around? That's another thing, is like, if I ever even got past that first step and I gave a man some money, it would be because he's on the street and he has a dog. That's it. I'm not going to keep giving him money. I'm not going to date him. I'm not going to pay to be in that man's presence. I have given him a couple dollars out of pity. That's it. That's it. That's the only way we're making it past that first step of me giving a man money to begin with. You're telling me you kept giving a man money so he would stick around? Unfortunately, y'all are missing all the basics here in America, and nobody's teaching you any better. And then y'all end up in these situations, and I just can't. There's nothing I can say other than stay safe out there and never give a man your money. There's nothing else to commentate on in that whole series, which I'm going to be honest with y'all, I didn't watch even like 10 seconds of it. Somebody tagged me and I looked in the caption. I saw a monetary figure. As soon as I knew that money was involved, as in a woman was giving money to a man, I clicked out of there so fast. Literally, rule number one, a man asking you for money, he just wants your money. Stay safe out there, ladies. Godspeed.
Men finesse women too. Do not ever loan a man money. A man should have 10 different people that he can ask for money before he asks the woman that
You're
he's
gonna
dating.
like this one,
If
here.
the first person a man has to ask for money is the woman he's dating, he's done everything wrong in his life, or he is flat out finessing you. And the painful part is men will finesse women out of their panties and their wallets because women want so bad to believe in a fairy tale and to believe in romance, and that is not the way that men work. I'm watching this Danish deception thing, and dude, I'm like part 5 in, and it's stressing me out. I don't care what you say about Shara 7. That woman is right about almost everything that she says. And you guys are either going to listen to it today, or a month from now, or a year from now, or 5 years from now, but you will eventually realize that she's right about everything she says. I always knew she was right about everything she said because I have a Korean grandmother who told me the same thing. Y'all are either going to learn the easy way, or you're going to learn the hard way. Oh, I don't want him to think I'm with him for his money. He doesn't care. Men they do not care, okay? Stop trying to prove yourself to these men. Stop trying to be the exception to the rule. Stop trying to be the not like the other girl. They do not care. They either want you or they do not. Men do not respect women who do not have standards for themselves, because if they were a woman, they would be moving the same way. They would not be with a broke guy. They would not be lending men money. And the men who are really fucking pretty, they move like women do, okay? They are going to try to finesse you. They're going to try to pose as Prince Charming because they know that you want romance that bad, and you're going to fall for the way that they look, that you will do anything for them. Do not trust men, especially do not trust the pretty ones, and do not ever loan a man money. Ever. Do not give them a penny. As a man, if they are not making money in the world and you are as a woman, they are so far below you, it's not even funny, because the world has been set up to cater to men. If they do not have people in their life that they can ask for money from before they ask you, they have fucked up so fucking bad in their lives. Please, do not offer to pay for anything. Do not loan a man money.
So to the technocrats, I say, so we're going to keep on pretending like the women aren't sexist monsters? So the past 60 some odd years never happened. So the women get to be classist, sexist, misandrous. Huh? They get to ignore the past 60 some odd years of history and their own upward mobility. They get to ignore what the West, primarily America, has allowed for and encouraged women to do. They get to ignore that they are the buffer class now. America in the West, you deserve what you get. If the men want to sit at home and twiddle their thumbs all day, excuse my language, jack off all day, do crap all day, live a minimalist life, not subsidize these assholes, so be it. Huh? If your birth rate going to the crapper, Mr. Z is directing you to what the problem is, so be it. Huh? Remember, women are the ones complaining that men aren't showing up to speed dating events and matchmaking events and these mixers. Why would they? When at those events are women that think like this. Huh? You see how they mix in sensible with crap? Why would you give a man money? Would you give a man money the first second you meet him, especially big money? No, absolutely not. But then they mix that in with never give a man money ever, ever, ever. So you have a Slavic Becky and a Hafu. Goddamn, Z. You're being offensive, Z. And a Korean white mix. Huh? And the young men are supposed to do what with women like this? What are men supposed to do with women like this, that think like this, that move like this? No wonder your society's falling apart. You can't even maintain a nuclear family for anyone outside of the top 25%. And the US thinks that they're going to rejigger the entire economy just to essentially work for the top 25%, and everybody else freestyle and get it how you live? Okay, we'll see. Shout out to all those corporations. Shout out to that Citibank memo. Yeah, we don't believe that everybody else dry. It's just going to be the top 20, top 25%. We're going to rejigger the whole entire economy. We don't need the bottom 75%. We'll see about that. Anyway, shout out to Luigi. Anyway, moving along. So these are the asshole daughters y'all produce. These are your buffer class ass daughters. Now y'all see why Mr. Z read up on that thumbnail? Huh? I know I just used that thumbnail a couple weeks ago. Now y'all see why Mr. Z read up on that thumbnail? It's interesting, this conversation about this Danish guy brought up so many other things. We'll pause right there for a second. And Lion says, only Z can come back from a 7-hour stream. And another thing, shout out to Cat Williams. For real. Not another thing, and another thing. Oh, man. Yeah, thank you, Lion. That is me. That is Z. But yeah, so you have this Danish guy who scammed this Nigerian young lady who went willingly with the scam, who was so enthusiastic to have over 6 feet tall white dude on her arm, that she helped him scam her. And the conversation that has come about because of this, it's beyond interesting. It's telling, actually. Huh? It's telling. The women keep saying partnership. This is why Mr. Z, shout out to Mr. Z. This is why the Roger Report. This is why BGS. This is why you hear so many of us. Shout out to all you young brothers. I know if you're listening to Z, every once in a while you'll be like, okay, Z, that seemed a little sexy, Z. I don't know, Z. See, Z, you. Now do y'all get why Mr. Z and BGS and a number of us in the Black Manosphere, we push back on this term partner? The women are telling you they're not going to do partner. They're not going to say it in those words. If you're looking for them to say it in those exact words, Mr. Z is going to tell you to put on your big boy pants and stop being a coward and hiding behind nuance. And she didn't say that, Z. She didn't say it in those words. If you're waiting for her to say it in those words, well, be prepared to be in either divorce court or child support court, or to be financially raped by a woman you never married or even had children with. I am playing these clips for us so we can understand that there are a group of women, not all, but most, almost all, anyway, but not all, that they're using the term partner, but they mean that on their obligation, not yours. They want to be wishy-washy. That applies to them, not you. appreciate why Mr. Z came up with the term patriarchal by feminist specifications. They still need you to be paymaster. Your role is rigid, except for the part where you have the last word, where we defer to you. But that provide, that protect her both financially, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, the protect part, oh yeah, you still got to do that. Huh? The second she says yes to that date, the second she says yes to that outing, she is your responsibility. You could have just picked her up. You could have just met with her at wherever venue y'all supposed to be meeting up with. If something go down, you are supposed to put your life on the line. Y'all not girlfriend, boyfriend yet. Y'all didn't pipe yet. You're not married yet. Huh? Y'all didn't have the oops baby yet. It means nothing. From the second she walks off her porch, screw that. From the second she opens her door for y'all to walk to the car, from the second y'all eyes meet, when she's at the venue first, or more likely, you're at the venue first, she is your responsibility. It doesn't matter that in 30 minutes you're going to say something that she don't like, she's going to ask to be excused, and she go ghost your ass. It doesn't matter. She is your responsibility from the second y'all eyes meet at the venue, or she opens that door for y'all to go out. On the other hand, you are guaranteed absolutely nothing. This is what the West and America created, and they're demanding that their sons still subsidize and provide for their asshole daughters who are openly telling you, you don't give a man money ever. Huh? Now, continuing, those were two white women or whitish women, right? Let's continue and see what a black woman has to say. And here go L for us Haitian and Haitian background people. Oh
There's
boy.
one thing you'll never get out of me is money. And I just don't understand you women who give men money. I will never understand that. I will never understand that. Now, if you're like married, I understand that you've been together for years. Like you've established something. You've been married for years. You guys have a home together. You have kids together. You know each other's families. That's different. But meeting a man and within a couple weeks or months, you're giving this man money, you're taking out loans. I will never understand that. Because to me, the thing with scammers is this, right? Most of the time with scammers, they have the illusion of having a lot of money. That's one thing many of them come with. Most of them. They come with this illusion of having money. They come with these delusions also of grandeur. They come with the fancy cars. They come with the fancy clothing. They're living in the fancy apartment, condo, or mansion. They're at all the events with all the stars. And then suddenly something drastic happens. And now they need you to save them. And bitch, this is not Baywatch. I won't be there. I will not be pulling you out of the water if you're drowning. I'm so sorry. I'm not a lifeguard. That's always been me. Like, if you're looking for somebody to save you, it ain't me, especially if you're a man. I will never understand as a woman why you are giving a man money. There is no explanation that will ever make that make sense for me. If that man is not your husband of many years, your families are intertwined, you have children together, you started building a legacy together, that's different. Y'all that are meeting men and within a couple weeks, you are giving this man, within a couple days, you're giving this man money. This man has access to your home. This man has access to private information. This man has met certain people in your life that I just don't understand that. That will never make sense to me. Giving a man money for what? He is a man. He's a man. As a woman, I am created to spend his money. C'est pour ça, oui, bon Dieu, te créé, moi. La bon Dieu créé, c'est pour te dépenser comme nèg la, oui.
She's saying
Let me
God,
go the way around.
God created her to
C'est moi pour
spend
dépenser comme
men's
nèg la.
money in Creole.
That's the way it's supposed to work. I don't understand. Well, I don't understand what y'all be doing. Even now, my man is my wallet. Like over the weekend, I was at brunch with my man and his best friend, and I don't know how we got on this conversation. And I was like, yeah, Jay is my wallet. Mr. East is my wallet. I don't go outside with no money. I don't carry no money. I don't carry no credit cards. I don't carry none of that. My man is my wallet. Period. No, I'm not reaching down in my purse. No, for what? My man is my purse. Drop him. Drop him. If your man is not your wallet, drop him and do it now. And do it now, quickly. Fais vite. Fais vite. Fais vite. If that man is not your wallet, drop him now. And do it quickly before 2026. Because I'm going to tell you right now, y'all hoes is not going to bring Danish deception, Danish delusion, Nigerian nonsense. We're not doing that next year in 2026. If your man is not your wallet, drop him. Et puis faites kounya, fais vite. Fais vite. Drop him. Drop him. Kunya. And I'm dead.
Fais vite means quickly, everyone. Konya means right now. She's saying drop him right now, quickly.
Oyanka, you're fucking dumb. You're just dumb. I cannot, like, I can't even be nice about it. You're dumb. And we're gonna go and we're gonna review the story and everything, and we're gonna talk about all the ways that she was dumb. Obviously, this man is a master at what he does, right? And we're gonna go through why he is. But he was a master at what he does. But let me mention another thing. One thing about scammers too, right? When you let a scammer into your life and into your circle, please understand that man or woman is not just looking to scam you. They're going to scam everybody around you.
So for those of you that didn't catch it, when she broke off into the Creole, what she was essentially saying was God created her, God created women to spend men's money. That's essentially men's job. And she said, if your man is not your wallet, when she said fais vite, that means quickly drop him. Konya means right now. So quickly drop him right now is what she was saying. Appreciate why Mr. Z is playing this. To all the elites, to all the technocrats, the social designers, all you feminists, all that sound nice. The women that go in for partnership, they're using that word because it sounds good and because that's what y'all push through the media and through academia, Mr. Z Ramen. Let me appreciate this. Men under the age of 30 earn less than women under the age of 30 for the most part in 200 major cities in America. I think that's what the report said, right? And you wonder why it's when the men get into their 30s that they start marrying. Because the women don't mean that. First of all, the women are on the carousel before the age of 30. We all know that. That's number one. Number two, no Kyle Kalinske. It's not about knowing yourself. Shut the hell up. It's because the women start declining as the men start inclining, start going up. The women are going for the last call for alcohol at 28 years old, especially if they're white. Oops. Once they see that first wrinkle, once they realize they can't keep up with the 21-year-olds, they start, check please, I'll cash out right here. He's good enough. She's still going to divorce him in 8 years though. Oops. Huh? What I am playing for everyone are women admitting they don't mean none of that partner stuff. Because how are you going to have equality and hypergamy at the same time? The women are telling you what we've all known. It's age old. It's an age old quote. Her money is her money. The man's money, her boyfriend, her significant other, her husband's money, it's also her money. Oops. His money, my money is my money. His money is our money. Really? His money is my money. How are you supposed to have a quote unquote equal world How is America supposed to be designed now? Women earn equal to and sometimes greater than men while still marrying up financially. Okay, fine, we're not talking about marriage. While still dating up financially, now y'all want to know why all that sugar baby talk come from. No wonder all that you hear all the sugar baby talk and black women in luxury talk and manifest style and all these other weirdo women. If your man is not paying all your bills, why are you there talk?
The only time having a boyfriend is worth it is when he is able to fully support you and pay all your bills. I said it, and I'll say it again. The only time a man who is your boyfriend, he's not your husband, if you're gonna be a girlfriend to someone, he needs to be paying all your bills. Otherwise, why is he there? What is his purpose? If he's not, he's...
Yeah. See, everyone is staying on the shallow end of the pool. The uninitiated, these naysayers, these anti-red pillars, Mr. Z coming up with terms and phrases, all these people that use the Andrew Tate or Fresh and Fit, Myron from Fresh and Fit to paint all red pill men with, they pretend like this doesn't exist, or they minimize this. This is the prevailing ideology for the West. Ooh, goddamn. For all women over the planet, I would argue. Actually. But fine, we'll keep it to the West. We'll keep it in America. This is the prevailing ideology. Exactly, Lithium. Red pillars, anti-red pillars are children. I have no patience for them. And somebody said they just want lames with money. Where did that comment go? I saw it and it disappeared on me. And Adric, you did it. Shout out to everybody. Well, look, Adric done mess your whole morning up. Perfect clip to play right now because she said it all now, didn't she?
As a man, if you don't have house core job, don't look for a woman with house core job. And for the men that complain about women that do that, look for a man that has all three and they don't have all three. We can do that. We are women.
Message.
You want us. You need us. Y'all want one thing from us. And mad because we boss y'all around because you're a fucking servant. You're a provider, right? You're a protector, right? You're a security guard and you're a goddamn assistant. Know your place. Stop being contradicting. And bow down. Because I'm sick of it.
Appreciate that. That's essentially what all of these women are saying. You're paymaster with none of the power. You're paymaster with none of the power. And why is it different? Because we are women. You're nothing but a security guard. You are overglorified walking ATM machine, overglorified wallet. How long Mr. Z been telling y'all walking wallet? What did Jesse Wu just say? My man is my wallet. Ooh. Whatever that African sister in the UK, I got the clip. I gotta splice it and bring it up. But she said, a man is his money. Tig old biddies on her. African sister in the UK said a man is his money. Ooh. So for all those that like to pretend like they don't know, the men are so sexist and they're misogynistic, and they don't want to step up, and they don't want to. They would rather be home, and we don't know what's going on. And who created all these weak men? Weak men. So we could be put in the meat grinder that's called your daughter. Oh, there's a pun in there. Oh, there's a pun in there. Huh? Absolutely not. Shout out to FD Signifier. Y'all scaring the hoes. No, the hoes are scaring the bros. We're letting the women talk. The women are talking. Huh? This Danish deception conversation, it's the supporting, it's all the talk behind it that's interesting. Screw the story. It's just some wannabe, well, failed swirler at this point because she was funding the whole operation. The whole point, madam, the whole point. They say her name is pronounced with Onyeka. Shout out to the Nigerians. Onyeka. The whole point of ending up with the European white dude is for you to come up financially. It's not good enough to just have the cool ass pictures traveling when you're the one paying for it. Huh? Shout out to Shay. Shay did a stream about this. I want to say it was either yesterday or the day before, last night or the night before. And Shay was speaking about how black women are going at other black women, right? Or black women are going at Onyeka over this. And she found it interesting because essentially what they're doing is they're minimizing the role of Martin, which is the Danish guy's name, in this. And yes, that's true, but there's a reason for that. Because this is showing the desperation of certain black women for white male validation. And all of the things that non-black people have suspected, because it's not about black people here. Let's be very clear. It's not even just not about black men. It's even not about black women who are uninitiated or who don't really appreciate how much of their sistren are white male worshippers. This is about non-black people. This is about white women. This is too many L's in public. This is too many black women who have been deleted by their white male spouses or non-black male spouses. This is too many of those what's the matchmaking shows, and the black girl find out that the non-black dude was talking crap behind her back. This is too many of them. And this is showing the desperation, and this is too much entangled in the conversation about Nick and Olandria. And by the way, once I found out he was a Florida white dude, have fun. Have fun. You dealing with rewind Z, a Florida white Republican? I went to school with dudes like this older brother. Huh? He's a Florida white Republican? Okay. That's all Mr. Z had to hear. Nick is a Florida white Republican, y'all. It's donezo. The clock is ticking. We'll see how this ends. We'll see how this ends. Nicolandria? All right. It feels like we're healing the world. Okay. All right. Because you're in an interracial relationship? All right. Anyway, continuing. That Nicolandria stuff and her, as a matter of fact, it's great that I said that. And Olandria saying something like that. Our relationship, it's like it's healing the world to see a light-skinned man in love with and lusting after a dark-skinned woman. When you tie that to Onyeka and how far she was willing to go to maintain this relationship, this situationship, this man, and her, the first thing out of her mouth describing him is tall, white, blonde, blue-eyed dude. It exposes too much about black women in specific and their desperation. Now, this story in specific lays at the feet of Nigeria in specific. By extension, Africa. By extension, black people across the diaspora. And because she grew up in America, us black Americans get hit too. Huh? So the whole diaspora is looking sick right now. The whole African diaspora is looking sick right now. You know, the ladies are telling you how they view relationships now through this neoliberal lens. The women are the ones who are the mercenaries. The women are the ones who are hard transactional. When women hate, modern women, y'all know Mrs. You don't like using that phrase, but it's apropos for right now. When modern women hate is when they got played, when they were the ones that were supposed to do the playing. Huh? What did the second young lady say? The half Asian men finesse too. Wait, say that again. Men finesse too. So the assumption is women finesse. Of course we do, but appreciate y'all. Men also finesse, and if he's good looking, he moves like a woman. That's what the women said. That's what they're saying. This is why Mr. Z says, let them talk. This is why I say the internet will expose us all. If this was 30 years ago and this became a story, it would have stayed at the surface level. Race probably wouldn't have been brought up. And the side conversations wouldn't be emphasized. The side conversations are the conversation. Huh? The side conversation, that's the conversation. How the women are internalizing this, how they're seeing this, how they're speaking to each other, how they're critiquing Odeka. That is the conversation. There is a lot to learn and be gleaned from this. It's not simply a black woman who got played or she played herself and then he helped her. Either, however you see it, whether you put more of the onus on her or on him, it's not just about them two in that interaction. It's also about how the black diaspora is taking this, how black men are taking this, and how black women are taking this. Huh? Oh, my mic is breaking up? Big Mo said that mic is breaking up. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Huh? So what we will do is we will play the next clip and brace thyself because your favorite colorist queen has something to say. And I see your super chats came out, so I'm gonna get to them in 1 minute. We'll play this and then we'll read the super chats and we'll get.
She also did a lot of content with her ex-husband, Martin. So I personally think that Onika wanted to be one of those viral interracial dating social media couples like Rose and Brett, and she just kind of wanted the clout from being with a white man or being, a black woman, white man couple online. And she wanted to kind of happy interracial relationship. And she was willing to pay for that facade. And I see a lot of black women saying, oh, well, she just wanted a white man. She just wanted the status that comes with a white man. And I definitely think that's part of it. But I have to say, yeah, and y'all girls are going to be mad at me when I say this, but this is not much different than black women who pay for the facade of Black love. Okay? There are a lot of Black women who are with Black men. They are paying for with. This Onika story is actually quite rare. What she did is actually more common with Black women who date and marry Black men. I have to say it. And I keep hearing the Black women say, oh, well, he was able to scam Onika because he's white.
Chrissy
She deifies
doing
white
damage
men, and she just wanted a
control.
white man and mixed babies, and she wouldn't be in this situation if Martin was Black. And I don't know, y'all. I partially agree with that. I mean, we see what's happening with Candy and Todd.
But she wouldn't be in this situation. And I said this when we first covered this. So a Nigerian family, Oneka's white associates, would be giving a random Black man thousands of dollars, if not tens of thousands of dollars, over $100,000. If this was a Black man, you're trying to say that would have happened, Chrissy. Your anti-Black male sentiments knows no bounds. Now you're bending reality. You're trying to say in America, on planet Earth as it is currently constituted, Onyeka, her Nigerian family, and her white associates would have been handing a random Jamal, a random Jermaine, Jermaine Williams, thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not a couple $100,000. That's what you're saying to us. To the Afro pessimist. Here go another non-believer. She's bending reality because of her anti-Black male sentiments, because of her misandry. Her misandry directed towards Black men in specific.
She also did a lot of content with her ex-husband, Martin. So I personally think that Onika wanted to be one of those viral interracial dating social media couples like Rose and Brett, and she just kind of wanted the clout from being with people online, and she wanted to create the appearance of being in a happy interracial relationship, and she was willing to pay for that facade. And I see a lot of Black women saying, oh, well, she just wanted a white man. She just wanted the status that comes with a white man. And I definitely think that's part of it. But I have to say, yeah, and y'all girls are going to be mad at me when I say this, but this is not much different than Black women who pay for the facade of Black love. Okay? There are a lot of Black women who are with Black men. They are paying their with. This Onika story is actually quite rare. What she did is actually more common with Black women who date and marry Black men. I have to say it. And I keep hearing the Black women say, oh, well, he was able to scam Onika because he's white, and she deifies white men, and she just wanted a white man and mixed babies, and she wouldn't be in this situation if Martin was Black. And I don't know, y'all. I partially agree with that. I mean, we see what's happening with Candy and Todd. You know what I mean? Like, so let's not act like this is just a Black woman. We're gonna talk about that topic later, in another video. But yeah. And also, Martin, he scammed multiple people, okay? Martin scammed multiple people, and some of those people were other white men as well. He didn't just scam a Black woman, right? So clearly, and this is where I'm going to give Onika some grace, clearly if he was able to scam other grown-ass men, businessmen, then that means he clearly is a good con artist. Yeah, he's a professional scammer. Like, he was scamming grown men out of thousands of dollars, maybe even millions. So this is a pretty good scammer. He's a pretty good con artist. I have to give it to him. So, and everybody let their guard down with him because he's white, not just Onika. So, let's give our girl a little bit of grace. Okay. I feel like she's a little airheaded. I feel like she's a little dingy. However, let's give her a little bit of grace because, he was also able to scam grown men. Okay. Yeah, girl, he went to the village with her and everything. Like, this was just too much. It's too much. Girl, he was committed to the scam. Okay, he was committed to the man. I gotta give it to him. But yeah, like I said, black women are just as dumb when it comes to black men. And I feel like a lot of black women have more scrutiny for Onika because the man who scammed her is white. So we have to be honest about that too. A lot of y'all are coming down harder on her because her man was white. So just like y'all are saying Onika overlooked red flags because Martin is white, well, y'all are also criticizing her more harshly because he's white, right? Y'all wouldn't be this hard on her if she was another Risa Tisa and she got burnt by a black man. When these kind of stories go viral, because it gives all of the black women haters material and fodder to fearmonger and try to shame black women out of dating and marrying out. And they try to use these rare examples and make them the rule when they're not. As if, most black women who swirl are getting scammed by white men, or most of us are getting taken advantage by white men, or most of us are dumb when it comes to white men, when it's actually quite the opposite. This is not common, nor is it common for black women to de-official relationships. This is not common at all for us. Most black women aren't even interested in interracial dating. And we damn sure aren't deifying and romanticizing white men as a collective. Most of us are scared to date them. We're scared that they're all going to unalive us, somewhere in a freaking basement or something. Like, we're most of us are too scared to even date them. And even those of us who do date out and encourage black men, we don't encourage this. And, you're going to see the haters use these stories to create false narratives about swirlers. So look out for that. You're going to see them create these false narratives about platforms like mine, as if I ever encouraged black women to trick on a white man like Onika did.
Hi, Christy. Thanks for the shout out.
So unfortunately, black women like Onika,
you damn right we blaming people like you.
The community to lie on black women and swirlers as a whole, but the territory of black women expanding our romantic options. Unfortunately, naive, airheaded, dingy swirlers like Onika, they come with the territory. That's just
translation. Some of you gonna have to suffer from my gender wars.
Yeah, there's Dusties in every shade. There is. And I definitely agree that Onika, she suffers from delusional fairy tale thinking because she idolizes white men and whiteness in general. Are calling out. We do see that a lot from, a lot of West African black women, or even Caribbean black women, or just non-American black women specifically. There's definitely seems to be some deep internalized racism and colorism as well coming from them. And, even though black Americans have the same issue, I call out the black Americans all the time. So it's definitely not exclusive to Nigerians or, other West Africans or, Caribbeans, West Indians or whatever. They definitely comes to black Americans because of our unique history with white people and how we grew up. We don't tend to romanticize white men and whiteness. Not in the same way that many foreign black women do, even when we date out. I think we're more realistic, and also we're way more suspicious of white men and white people because we have experienced them much different than foreign black people have collectively. People who have, been through or been around mostly black people, or have mostly black people in their black Americans, because we share our environments much more, with so many more white people. We kind of know how most of them are. You know what I'm saying? And we also, those of us who have swirlers in our families, specifically black male swirlers, we're familiar with white people. We're familiar with how they behave on average, how they act. The racism is up close and personal a lot of times when they are racist. Delusional when it comes to white people, like a lot of foreign black people.
Chrissy went all around the world and threw everyone under the bus instead of calling it what it is. This was a white man who saw a black desperate woman, and he gave her what she wanted, which was the attention and the feeling of having a white man. From the Caucasus. There's a pun in there. Huh? Chrissy did all of this damage control. And Chrissy's play here is, well, y'all do it for the black men. You do this for black men. What Chrissy is doing, and it's an interesting debate tactic, which is, yeah, I might be wrong, but so are you. Right? Like, yeah, he did that, but y'all be letting black men do it. So what's the difference? Ha. And she tells you, this is very important here. You know, essentially, naive women are going to get take every once in a while. What she's really saying is this is just the cost of doing business. Chrissy, stop being a coward and just come down the middle and say it. Look, every once in a while, one of us is going to get played. One of us is going to end up with the white dude you thought you vetted. You did all the vetting, and you thought everything was going to turn out okay. Excuse me, everyone. And what ends up happening is you get played. He left you with the baby. He does have the money, but he's a ass clown. Huh? Yeah. This is why I called this the damage control video. It's mainly because of Chrissy. And shout out to you, Chrissy, because you knew Mr. Z knew you was eventually going to make a video about this. And every time one of these stories happens, whether it's a young black lady who gets deleted by a white dude, whether it's the Kayla Nicole's, right? Kayla Nicole with Travis Kelce, whether it's a story like this, Chrissy is always going to put out a damage control video. Always. Huh? Let me read this one now. And KMS says, Keisha collateral damage. Collateral damage Keisha, actually. And shout out to KMS. Collateral damage Keisha, exactly. Keisha collateral damage. That's essentially what Chrissy is saying. Some of us are gonna get got. Some of us are gonna get got. And that's just the cost of doing business. As we expand our options out, some of us are just gonna get sidelined, T-boned by the 18-wheeler called a white man on a mission. Some of us are going to be used as stepping stone Stacy. Exactly. And Compassionate says, acceptable losses. If they die, they die. Chrissy voice. Right? Ah. And that is what Chrissy is saying. Y'all let black men play y'all. Huh? I'm just not going to allow these people to use this story to disparage us swirlers or wannabe swirlers or divestors and wannabe divestors. Yawn. How did you, excuse me. You want to talk about desperation and loser talk? Huh? You want to talk about desperation and loser talk? And the 18th letter says, so she called out foreign black women. She's obviously has been listening to SARS, so she's reshaping what he has said for her audience. Well, it's a symbiotic relationship, right? Sarge can't come to terms with ADOS women who conduct themselves like this. They have the exact same sentiments as foreign black women concerning black men, concerning white men, concerning hypergamy, and all of it. Sarge don't want to come to terms with that. He's following down the footsteps of Tariq Nasheed West, like, oh, well, she wasn't Black American. She was like Nigerian. She was Haitian. She was Ethiopian. She was Somali. She was, huh? So Sarge, because we've watched Sarge grasp for straws for over a decade. We've watched Sarge really grasping for straws for over a decade because Sarge don't want to accept that the goal here is, and you'll see him play with it. He'll say it every once in a while, but he refuses to accept
that yes, the women really mean
What
this.
if black women were supposed to be the leaders and black men are just supposed to protect with their muscles and use their listening ears and carry out instructions?
There is no getting over it, Sarge. Yes, black women want you to earn good money. Yes, they do. Yes, black women want you to be physically fit. Yes, they want to be physically attracted to you. Yes, they want you to make them ooh and ah and orgasm. Yes, all of that. Yes, they want you to look good on their arm. And they want you to know your place. They want you to be smart and intelligent and educated. For them, all of that's bragging rights. Huh? If she a hood sister, she wants you tatted. She wants you to have the look. If she's a square sister, if she's white collar, she wants you to have the quarter zip. I know that's a thing now. Huh? She wants you to sport the quarter zip and look good in it. But none of that has to do anything with you and the advancement of you in particular, singularly, or the advancement of black men as a whole. It has to do with her, right? As we've said before, black women didn't vote for Barack Obama. They voted for Michelle Obama. Huh? Barack Obama was the president, but it wasn't about him. It was about Michelle. This is what Mr. Z is saying. Tying that to what I'm saying earlier. Sarge has been grasping for straws to try to make sense of what makes no sense. Do black women really think that we are going to climb up the ladder or get far enough or do enough to maybe not overthrow white supremacy, but have a comfortable place in it just to hand them the keys? Yes, Sarge, that's the goal. Now, that's Sarge Willie Pete's side of the conversation in his ilk. Chrissy comes in by saying, "Yeah, because that's not us. I mean, Black American women, we might have our issues, and yeah, we might have issues with black men, and yeah, we might be sexist and misandrist. But one thing we not delusional. I mean, we're not all the way there with it. Yes, us swirlers and divestors and black women of luxury that are ADOS FBA. Yeah, we might be bad, but we ain't that bad, huh?" And so the Sarge Willie Pete's and Tariq Nasheed's have this weird relationship with the Chrissies, huh? They have this weird relationship with each other. So I agree with 18th letter. It's Chrissy listening to Sarge Willie Pete or listening to that type of content or understanding where the black community is in America, the ADOS FBA community is. And she appreciates that the distinction is being made or already has been made. And so this is a time to be like, throw red meat at the Tariq Nasheeds of the world and be like, look, yeah, she black, but she ain't ADOS FBA. We're bad. We might get caught up every once in a while from a white dude, but this time it ain't us. So yeah, 18th letter, yeah, I agree with that. What I would say is Chrissy's pulling this because the Tariq Nasheeds and the Sarge Willie Pete's have left the door wide open for them to pull this. As if a couple of the sisters that got deleted by white men and that had open anti-black sentiments online in their Twitter feed, like those women weren't ADOS FBA. No? Olandria is what, if I'm not mistaken? Is Olandria any type of Caribbean or African descent? She might be. Then again, huh? So I see what Chrissy is doing. I see what she's doing. Yeah. And 1800. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. But yeah, I see it. Yeah. And give me a second. I'm reading through your comments and working backwards apparently. And KMS says his white skin covers up a multitude of imperfections and sins. Uncle David Carroll, how dare a black woman ask God to apologize? Say that. Say that. And appreciate it's embarrassing. KMS, it's embarrassing. Black women see this as ultimately embarrassing. It has nothing to do with black men. I want y'all to appreciate. Yeah, they gonna throw us under the bus. This has nothing to do with black men, right? Trell said it earlier in the comments. This really doesn't even have anything to do with AOS men or black men in America at all. This is a Nigeria, Northern Europe thing. This is Nigeria and Europe conversation, really. All the rest of us are chiming in, but it's a Nigerian, as the ladies would say, girly. It's a Nigerian girly that just took a major L. Huh? All that education, she's making good money. I find her relatively attractive physically. She's all right looking. She cute. Super white mannerisms though, but anyway, that's a whole different conversation. She cute enough. And even with that fit, cute enough, darker than a brown paper bag, educated, earning good money, no children, family oriented, all of that don't mean nothing when the white man walk in the room. God damn. All of that don't mean anything. You can see she's well mannered. Excuse me, I said well mannered. Well mannered, feminine, all of the plus. She got all of the checks. She looked like she works out, well spoken, family oriented, everything that we talk about here. And it meant nothing when that white man walked in the room. God damn. No? Exactly. It's embarrassing. KMS, it's embarrassing. Appreciate black women don't care nothing about what no black man talking about right now. It's embarrassing because everything non-black people thought black women were on just got proven, and it's super embarrassing for Nigerians. Nigerian women just took a major L at the end of the year. At the end of 2025, y'all got smacked with a major L because everything that people thought foreign women, foreign black women, and their children were on concerning race, concerning the white worship in general, white male worship in specific, Onyeka just said, yeah, so I got a story to tell. Yeah, the accusation might be right. Yeah, we know. We know. Huh? It's a major L. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for black women across the diaspora. It's major embarrassing for black American women, the Chrissies of the world who keep on with the swirler divester talk. And it's majorly embarrassing for Nigerian women in specific. What is she, Igbo? Even more for Igbo women. This is what y'all created. This is that white male worship. This is that stay away from the black Americans. All of that crap y'all tell y'all daughters when y'all get over here. She's an example of it. For the good and bad of it all. It's embarrassing. Huh? Ah, the fact that he left her, the fact that she hid his passport, it's embarrassing. So rest in peace, David Carroll. But yeah, his skin covering a multitude of imperfections and sin. See, when David Carroll said that, some of us were in doubt. Nah, David Carroll, it ain't that much. Look, they ain't that bad. Onyeka just walked in the room. Huh? Her black sisters and black family members just walked in the room. Her white associates just walked in the room. If Martin was Martin Lawrence, he wouldn't have gotten a penny from none of them. Not a single one. Huh? Yeah. So for the folks that, well, he also scammed white people. Yeah, he's white. Just like how black people can have anti-blackness, white people's reverence for their own whiteness get them scammed by other white people too, a way that they would never allow for a black person to scam them. A black man in specific. Cut the crap. Everyone from Sam Bankman-Fried to Elizabeth Holmes, if they were black, it would not happen. It would not happen. Bernie Madoff, yeah, Z, some of these people are small hats. It don't mean nothing. It would not happen. Huh? So yeah, continuing. And let's see if I can read which one we're going to read next. Exactly. And KMS says, and Akata would never have done that. I'm hollering. No, ADS woman, FBA woman would have, but she wouldn't have the money. There's something to be said. Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks just walked in the room. There's something to be said about the money that was being thrown around. Thousands. Y'all landed out 3,000 here, 5,000 there, 10,000 there, a couple $100,000 here and there. So there's an argument to be made that an ADOS family and their white associates, probably working class, all things being considered, all things being the same, your average ADOS FBA person who got the money to be just thrown around and giving random strangers, somebody you just met, yeah, that might be your homegirls or your sister's husband, man that you barely know. How many AOS folks have it to throw around like that? 3,000 here, 5,000 there, 10,000 there. So yeah, maybe that would have never happened to Nakata, as they say, because they simply don't got it to be getting scammed out of a few $100,000. Huh? So that's a conversation to be had. Wow. It's embarrassing. Chrissy's doing the damage control because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And she gonna do this every single time. And yeah, she called Mr. Z out. Shout out to you, Chrissy. Yeah, you damn right. People like me are gonna be like, you know this is tied to Chrissy and them in that Swirl and Divester talk, right? You damn right. And if and when Olandria doesn't work out and we find some horror story about her, you damn right, Mr. Z gonna bring you up again. You damn right. In a way that you could never do for me. In a way, for the most part, you could never do for the Black Minister because we never spoke delusional like you. Uh-oh. Are brothers doing SYSBM? Are brothers doing passport bros? Yes, for the behavior of the ladies. And you know where the black men are going? To darker melanated spaces. Ooh. Mainly to blacker spaces. Black spaces. Black places around the planet. Africa. Excuse me. The Caribbean around black Caribbeans. Latin America, mainly around black Latinos and Latinas. Huh? It just wouldn't work the same because our goals aren't the same, Chrissy. Black men are looking for a wife. Black women like you are looking for a paymaster. There's a difference. Black men are looking for a wife. Black women like you are looking for a white man with some status and some money that exercises very little of it on you, but spends on you extravagantly. Can a few of y'all get that? Maybe. Any significant number? Absolutely not. Most don't make me laugh. And I'm speaking about the swillers and divestors, or aspiring ones at least. In specific. I don't know if the kind of the ADOS FBA folks could have pulled that. Huh? Anyway. And let's continue. Yeah, and Ben says, and Ben, I seen your comment. I still ain't bring that thing up and put it on StreamYards. I gotta put it on StreamYards. And Ben says, even white people are piling up on her. They are, and thank you for the super chat. They are. Very few white people are calling out. I've seen the clips. Very few of them are calling out the racial element. As a matter of fact, like almost none of them are, because it's cringe for them to call that out. And I get it. They maybe if they're a quote unquote ally, oh boy, they don't think it's their place to call out that aspect of it all. I don't know why you would even make a video then, or make a comment about it. But okay, fine. As a woman, yawn. Huh? But yeah, I see the white folks, including even white men, making comments about it. And they'll give a generic, well, this is why you're supposed to have high self-esteem and love yourself. And what they're really saying is, black women, you hate yourself that much? Black women, y'all really be trying to be validated by the white dudes that like these stories are so incredible that all it's doing is reinforcing what people like Z say. Ladies, appreciate this. Mr. Z's channel is maybe going to be 3,500 within the next month or so. Maybe we get to 3,500 subscribers. It's not Z. Black women, it's not Z. It's not other black men in the black manosphere like Z. It's your own actions that are getting y'all caught up. Black women, it's your actions. It's your behavior in public, particularly around non-black people, that's getting you caught up. Hindsight is 2020. Now y'all saying, oh, she exposed herself like this, and she said this, and how could she say that? And no wonder he knew how to play her. Hindsight is 2020. Y'all can say that now. How many of y'all, because when they were quote unquote together, she had all the pictures up on all those swirl pages, and she was the example. Because remember, they're traveling here and there, and she was the example. This is what we're shooting for. Huh? Before Nick and Olandria, this is what we're shooting for. So to watch that house of cards come down, yeah, it's embarrassing. It's super embarrassing for Nigerians, for Igbos in specific. for Igbo and specific Igbo women, it's embarrassing. And it's embarrassing for the black female diaspora, because you better believe every once in a while these random white folks see one of these weirdo pictures of the black woman, white man, and they see the random videos, the black wife effect. Corny crap. So yeah, it's embarrassing. Because it was all good just a week ago, just a year ago, just a year and a half ago, just 2 years ago. I could imagine people's feed were flooded with pictures of Onyeka and Martin all hugged up and booed up on somebody's beach. Huh? On somebody's boat. In somebody's hotel. Yeah. So of course, yeah, white people are piling up on her bid. Yes. Yep. Huh? Let me see, I missed some of the rest. I'm gonna get to you in a minute, Oppo. Let's see, because I wanna. That was Canvas. What else we got? No place so says lies. All black women pay for their white man. I wouldn't say all. I'll definitely say most. I wouldn't say all. Right? I think there are white dudes. Attractive black women are attractive. Attractive black women are attractive. And if she can tap into her feminine, and she is an attractive black woman, there are white men and Latino men, Asian men. That's hard. That's difficult. They gonna pay for the black woman. They gonna marry the black woman. They gonna have kids with her, and they're gonna stay. It happens. An attractive black woman, I would argue, is the prettiest thing God ever put on the planet. But the racial hierarchy is the racial hierarchy. And dear black women, you have let non-black men know that way too many of you, even though you got that fake ass tough exterior, for them, it's real for black men, but for non-black men, it's a fake ass tough exterior. He flirt with you, he flex one pinky toe, and you gone. And you gone. Not gone, gone. So you will have white dudes who got a thing for black women, and he gonna pay. But appreciate white men know that they don't have to pay. Ooh. White men know, because black women and other women of color have let them know that they don't have to pay. So I wouldn't say all, no placeholder. I will definitely say most. And for those of you that were asking me to bring up Gothic, the brother with the dreads, I gotta go search for that video because it's in my save somewhere on my phone. But because he often deletes, like, he deletes all the videos off of his Instagram and whatnot, he deleted that video. So I have BGS covering it somewhere on my phone, right? And I just wasn't prepared to bring that up earlier, so it would take me minutes, and yeah, it would take me too long to find that for the stream to flow. So yeah, that's why I didn't bring it up. But I saw you guys' comments, and that is a perfect reference, by the way. That Gothic did say that. And for those of you that don't know, one of the brothers off of Instagram, I think he has a Twitter page also. Not Twitter, I'm sorry, TikTok page also. He used to work at restaurants, and really upscale restaurants in Manhattan. And from his experience, which has been corroborated by others, what he said is 8 and 9 times out of 10, if you could speak Z, when a black woman, white man would walk into a restaurant, the black woman is footing the bill. When he was a waiter and he worked at high scale restaurants, Black woman, white men walk into a restaurant. The black woman is footing the bill 8 or 9 times out of 10. His words. Black woman, black man walk into the restaurant, and it's the reverse. The black man is footing the bill 8 or 9 times out of 10. And there you go. Huh? Black women appreciate the hierarchy. White men appreciate the hierarchy. For those of you who never watched the clip of Laura, Laura is a white woman out of California who now lives in Florida, who's married to a black man. And Shay Sade interviewed her a couple years ago. And Laura said her brothers are the ones who came up. Now, her brothers are married to white women. But her brothers and the men in her family, white men in her family, are the ones who married up. White men stationed on planet Earth, their station in life, they get to parlay that not just on black women, but on all women, including their own white women. That's what the dating divide said. The dating divide essentially told you white women don't have the same cachet. They don't get to they don't have the same. Men of color don't see white women as the come up that all women see white men as. Huh? The race and the elevation and the status is with the white man, not necessarily with the white woman. Right? So that's why women will pay and be paymasters for white men. Appreciate this. There was a number of Asian women who said, yeah, this happened to Onyeka, a black woman, but there's a lot of quote unquote Asian girlies who's living the same reality that seen the Asian women who chimed in. Huh? Going right back to David Carroll's quote. That skin. Huh? Anyway, continuing, and thank you for the super chat. No placeholder. Thank you for the super chat. And who else do we have? And thank you, Split Jim. Split Jim says like button, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Likes are free, everyone. Likes are free. Likes are free. And thank once again, Split Jim. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And KMS says, if I don't get a family, you don't get a society, men. And if there is no society, you don't get no protection. The part not said but understand by men as women tear up the social contract. Hashtag no church in the wind. No crunch in the wind. No crunch in the wind in the wild. Oh, no crunch in the wild. Am I reading that right? Yes. And hashtag Genghis Khan. See, excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry about that. The no protection thing. People think of it, and I would argue women think of it as like the very visceral, literal, muscular man and the physical protection he provides for you when you are in his presence. The people that think twice by talking to you crazy or someone trying to physically. But what they don't appreciate, I would argue, and maybe definitely couldn't articulate, is the emotional protection, the spiritual, the protecting you from being out here in the dating scene and being took by the tall, good-looking white dude. All of a sudden, all the women trying to play down his looks. I'm like, cut it out. All of a sudden, dude is not good-looking to them anymore. Women in their pettiness, right? It's not Mr. Z trying to pee ride. This is Mr. Z telling y'all, look at the switch up. All of a sudden, these same women that were liking Onyeka's pictures, her swirl pictures just a year ago, Just a year ago, they were liking her swirl pictures. Just a year and a half ago, they were liking all her pictures with the dude traveling all around the world. Huh? With the hard eyes emoji. All of a sudden, dude don't look good to them no more. Okay, yeah, that's it. Huh? But the protection element of it all, KMS, it's interesting watching the ladies not appreciate when you out here in the market, you out here, and the Martins of the world see you out here vulnerable, and some of you are gonna get got. How many women around the planet have this type of money to throw out around, excuse me, and their friends do? Very few. But those little pennies you got, you gonna get got. And if you don't got no money, he just gonna be using you as a sexual plaything. When you out here, dear ladies. So if you don't have no money to give, what that mouth do? Huh? You out here. Ladies, if you are out here in your late 30s, in your early 40s, you out here. Huh? You say your vagina's for the highest bidder. That's BS. Dear all women on planet Earth, definitely Western women, definitely American women, Black American women. Your vagina is not out here for the highest bidder. You need that for the men that you iffy about their looks or you don't find them physically attractive. When you're not protected, you out here. You're shark food. This is what happens when you tear up the social contract. Huh? This is what happens when you tear up the social contract. Ah. So y'all leave them out here, right?
You will put other people in this organization at risk, and that organization does not want to take that risk. So you do not have this job anymore if you decline it. With any public health decision, there has to be a consequence to you not participating in that social contract.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Exactly. And so Onyeka was out here. Onyeka is Nigerian descent. Onyeka could have been married, could have been off the market, but she on the white peen hunt. Oh yeah, and I was correct. She was on the Bachelorette or Bachelor or something like that. Bachelor, as I guess what it could the contestants. Huh? So Onyeka is out here on the white peen chase, and lady. This could have went worse. This could have been worse, everyone. This could have been worse. Huh? KMS also says, and thank you for the super chat, the irony about the Munchkin clip is that the quote-unquote one thing we want from women, the dominion they rule over, we gave to them in the name of the social contract and society, which are crumbling. Hashtag gayness. If it's survival of the fittest, if we're going to say that thin line of civility, that social contract, that right way to conduct yourself, all of that's out the window. And right now it's dog eat dog. If you get got, you get got. If that's the world we're living in, then men and women need to prepare for that. A lot of black women are going to find themselves in the worst position ever because of how vulnerable they are. If y'all say intersectionality, this society gonna make you mean that. If that's the world you want to live in, how vulnerable y'all are. The U.S. government flexes one pinky toe, and black women lose 300,000 jobs. Huh? One pinky toe. That speaks to the vulnerability. Boom! Will you look at that? Speaking about what Kim has said, but it says ever since because something's blocking it. But February, according to latest analysis, almost 600,000 black women have been economically sidelined. The November 20th, 2025 jobs report makes clear this isn't a blip. It's a structural crisis. The economy added only 119,000 payroll jobs in September. Revisions to August and July erased another 33 positions. And quotes, well, not in quotes, in parentheses, it says, the country actually lost 4,000 jobs in August, leaving just 187,000 jobs. Jobs gained over 3 months, an average of 62,000 per month. That's a 3% slowdown from previous quarters' already anemic growth. And then it continues, says, stagnation would be troubling enough, but because revisions are reported only in aggregate, we don't know which groups bore the brunt of those cuts. Intersectional analysis fills the gap. Is that what I'm saying? Yeah, intersectional analysis fills the gap, and what it reveals about black women. Give me a second, because there's a second part to this. Y'all give Z 1 second, because I'm screenshot another thing, and it says, since February, black women have lost 297,000 jobs. Another 223,000 remain unemployed, and 75,000 have been pushed out of the labor force entirely. I estimate that these forced exits alone are draining an estimated $9.2 billion from the US GDP this year. These aren't just missing paychecks. They represent lost productivity, lost tax, all the rest. But yes, this is why Mr. Z, when that was a couple of years ago, y'all heard me get so animated about black women who were kind of dancing and thought it was funny to mock black men. Y'all cost the U.S. government, y'all cost the U.S. economy $50 billion a year. You got to be careful with that type of language. What did I say? We spoke about it a few weeks later. What did Black Uru say? $50 billion is nothing to keep my foot on these Negroes' neck. Black women, you're still black. I know. Don't remind you. I get it. You either advocate for black men, and that really goes for everyone in America. Oops. You either do right by black men or everyone suffers. To everyone in America, you either do right by black boys and men or everyone suffers eventually. Black women, $9.2 billion is chump change for the US. Even in the trade war and the competition with China, $9.2 billion is a couple of quarters, if even, that's stuck somewhere in the couch. That's nothing. That's nothing. Huh? So, as KMS says, as society is crumbling, and I would argue it's not just so crumbling. It's I don't want to be hyperbolic and go that far with it, KMS. I'll go here. There's a readjustment and a realignment going on the planet because of how much of the global GDP and economy the U.S. occupied at one time, particularly coming out of World War II, and how important the U.S. dollar was, especially with the end of the Cold War, that 30-year window that the U.S. occupied, where it was just the undisputed hegemonic power on the planet, that window is closed now. And there's going to be some hard adjusting going on for everyday Americans. The elites are still going to be the elites. That's why they're hoarding all the wealth now. They say, we're not going to hurt at all, but y'all will. Huh? Though you will owe nothing and be happy? Yeah, because they're saying we're not coming off of a penny. This is not FDR's America where we're going to tax them at a 90% rate over a certain amount of money. The elites and the corporations. No, 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 no. They have locked in the tax cuts for themselves. They have locked in, they've been raising us to be little neoliberal elite worshipping, temporarily embarrassed millionaires, now billionaires. So we don't even have the politics to challenge this as a collective. This is where this is where compassion comes in, and we speak about the Powell memo, and we speak about being asked out to the market. I wouldn't argue it's crumbling, it's readjusting, and it's a hard-ass readjustment, and it's going to hurt. Huh? So as the readjustment is going on and happening, you're going to watch women hurt. You're going to watch Black women hurt because the U.S. doesn't have the funds to throw around frivolously and use women in such large number as the buffer class. They don't have it to have these redundant jobs. Huh? To kind of have these paper pusher jobs, right? And these frivolous degrees and whatnot. I see what's been targeted by the Trump administration to kind of be. We don't know if this is as prestigious for you to get a loan or something like that for it. I get it. Is the main reason for that is to make women put white women back in the kitchen, but also because the U.S. doesn't really have it like that. The better yet, the gap between the U.S. and its nearest competitor, China, is not large. Depending on what industry we're talking about, China is ahead or just a little bit behind. So the U.S. doesn't have it to be throwing money at your frivolous degrees. Huh? And dear ladies, as much as you think you're contributing, most of you are not contributing enough to make up for the money that it costs to make you feel like you're doing something every day. White elite men, particularly of the Republican and conservative persuasion, said, take your ass back home. Yes, it's you being barefoot and pregnant with 2 and 3 kids is far more important than that little BS job we pay you $38 and $45 and $48 and $52,000 a year to do. You wasn't really doing nothing, no way. You want to know how we know that? Because that's what one of those Doge dudes said. Y'all forgot I played the clip when a lady told you what her email said. I played that months ago. Exactly. So, KMS, yeah, Genghis. But Genghis ain't washing no dishes. Right? And thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Ah. It's a cold world, ladies. It's a cold world. Let me see. KMS also says, Yitch's not being ish is supposed to be esoteric knowledge, but they have receipts, tons of receipts and data. The technocrats, look, yeah, the Black manosphere and whatnot, people like us, the women are so goddamn loud on the internet. The internet will expose us all. They're so loud, and this is not just Black women here. Women in their hyper transactional status jack elite rich white men for the most part. It's elite rich white men maybe a couple of us black men or other men of color, and almost nothing else. That doesn't mean, by the way, everyday men, that doesn't mean that you don't get to partake in the vagina every once in a while. But the ideal has not just become a standard, it has become a requirement. And that is, KMS, crumbling your society. Now, you want to talk about crumble, now that's crumbling. That will crumble your society. Huh? The women throwing a temper tantrum, deciding not to have children, not to get married. Huh? All of that. And then hiding out in somebody's office, making $38,000 a year, $42,000, $45,000 a year. Huh? Hiding in somebody's retail job, making $32,000 and $35,000 a year. And think you saying something? Appreciate Mr. Z just got out the cold yesterday. I'm not looking down on folks. I'm not looking down on women for working these jobs. I'm not looking down on black women for having standards. What I am saying is that position and what you earn and what you're doing is not as important as you think it is. You might want to reevaluate. So yeah, KMS, the technocrats are definitely saying, look, these dudes have data, they have the internet, they have evidence. They have receipts of the women's behavior because the women are showing their ass on social media and the internet. We can't even tell them it's a figment of their imagination. We can't even tell them, okay, yeah, that's the ones and twos, that's a few. We can't even tell them that. We can't tell them, okay, no, that's just black women. No, that's just Latinas. No, that's a proclivity for this group of this small niche of women. We can't even tell them that. Yeah, KMS, you're right. The technocrats are like, oh, they got evidence. KMS also says, and thank you for the super chat, women never give a man money. Also women, hit my Cash App to talk to me. Exactly. And yet they wonder, by the way, the Danish guy is my hero. Scammed the whole Nigerian clan. Diabolical. Look, scammed Nigerians and white folks. Because her associates were mainly white. So scammed the Nigerian family, maybe one or two other Nigerians, and also white folks. This dude is the Benetton ad of scammers, because remember she said he went to China and scammed. Apparently he's somewhere in, right now, they said he's somewhere, he's scamming somebody, he's scamming women right now. I can't remember where they said he is. One of her friends got online and said, yeah, he's in this country right now, and a couple of women got. Yeah, he going around the world. Talk about pimping all over the world, scamming all over the world. Huh? But to
Niggas
what
be
you
so
said,
quick.
KMS,
Let me take you on a trip. Let me take you on a trip. Pay a fucking bill. Pay a bill. Pay a goddamn bill.
Always begging. Damn.
Can we get on the phone? No. Get on the phone with billing. Don't talk to me.
hit my Cash App to talk to me. And there you go. KMS also says, thank you for the super chat. Chicks are making a strong case for pros life. Exactly. For that pros life, yep. And this is why I don't see the U.S. government making it legal, maybe decriminalizing it. I could maybe see that. Federal government, I definitely could see it being decriminalized in different states, but federally, nah. Right? To be frank, I don't even think they want the triple X robots to be a thing, because your young men will stay the hell away from the women even more than they do now. If the triple X robots become a thing, or if Pros life become a thing. Oh, it's donezo. The men are not messing with these women at all. At all. As a matter of fact, shout out to the ladies who think men have contempt for them. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. Let pros like behavior become legal, or let there be an affordable triple X toy for men. Real life looking, moving, acting. It's over for women. It is. You talk about taking the gloves off? I would argue most men, particularly black men, I'll speak for black men, don't hate black women. We don't hate women, let alone black women. But if you let that robot life become a thing, oh, you want to talk about hate. Because there will be no reason to pretend or to view y'all differently at all. Ooh, yeah. KMS, look, the chicks are making a strong case for pros. Yeah, yes, yeah, but I don't see it happening though. Not anytime soon, anyway. Not in this lifetime. Talk about the birth rate going to the crapper. If you think it's low now, and let me, because I missed Opos, I missed a couple of y'all. Give me a second. Because we do have to end out. Z made a promise for breakfast, and we got to make that happen. So I tried to find a little gap. Hurry up and bring y'all a stream. But we are running real close to being out of time. So KMS says, and I got you Oppo in a minute. KMS says, law number 2, a person's stupidity is independent of their status, station, education, or wealth. KMS looking at Z. I hear you, and it's sad because the young lady is cute. She's definitely smashable, right? Feminine, cute, got her head on her shoulders. Like I said, all the checks, right? She checked all the boxes. Educated, making her own good money. None of that mean nothing because the white dude walked in the room, and from what we can see, this is your thing. But you were on The Bachelor chasing after another white dude years ago. And if I'm not mistaken, she's approaching 40. She's like in her late 30s or something. Lady. I get what you're saying, KMS. I get it. I get it. Ah. What a waste. What a waste. What a waste. All I'm doing is shaking my head. What a waste. Cute enough, educated, well-spoken, all the things, nice, feminine demeanor, all of the things, and just holding out. Now you damn near 40, holding out for the white dude. Got played by one. If we're gonna be honest, you played yourself. He just helped you. Got played by one and holding out. Mess around and age out the game for children, holding out for the white dude. To all the Nigerians under the sound of my voice, what was the point then to her family, to her friends, to her parents? And I mean no disrespect. Respectfully, of course. What was the point then? Okay, fine, she has sisters. Maybe one of them will make up for it. What was the point? What was the point of the school? What was the point of the education? What's the point of the money? What's the point? If she go age out the game, not maybe ever give y'all grandchildren? What? So she could go around the world traveling and jet setting? She was earning $150 a year on top of, and then she had her little side business. Met the dude, gave it up. What's the point? What's the point of going to the gym? What's the point of being fit? What's the point? You ain't passing that discipline on to no damn kids. Shout out to all the Nigerians. Ain't no point in bragging about how many PhDs y'all got if the PhDs mean your daughters are out here being the sexual plaything for white dudes. What's the point? Don't brag about it no more. I'm a PhD. Ain't no point. What's the point? You gonna have kids and pass on that that work ethic and that discipline to them, or you just gonna be out here holding out for the white dude who will marry you and then have kids with you? Pathetic. So yeah, Kim, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Right. Yeah. There was one. Where did the one from Oppo go? Oh, that Eric says, and I missed this one from Eric too. Gotta hurry up and wrap up, y'all. Eric says, and thank you for the super chat. Black women always like to say that black women, white men relationships last longer, but it just shows the ridiculous lengths black women will go to hold on to that white man. I've said this before, and yes, and we've all made mention of this before. Like that, so many people from the black manosphere have said pretty much this exact same thing. You're right, Eric. And I wouldn't just put it on black women, but clearly because we're talking about black women. But yeah, these women. Remember, I said, Asian women have come online and spoke about the Danish deception and said they got Asian girlies, Asian homegirls that's doing the same thing. So for the white man, yeah, these women of color, boy, they'll do backflips for this dude. They giving him the meanest Gok 3000, 9000. Huh? So for the white dude, any random white dude will do, but especially one that looks like something. Oh yeah, women of color, black women in specific. Yeah, they going. And I agree with you. The lengths they're willing to go. Yeah, the lengths they're willing to go. And thank you for the super chat, Eric. Thank you for the super chat. I agree with you 100. Let me make sure I get. Oh, but where did that go? Where did that go? Because I saw it earlier and I said I was going to respond to it. There we go. And he says, CK had this same sentiment about the 2A. Yeah, the Second Amendment. I'm pro-gun. By the way, Z has converted me from being on the right to the center right-ish. Thank you, sir. And my goal is not necessarily to get people to think like me politically. I tell y'all how I think about these things, but my goal isn't necessarily for y'all to think about these things exactly how I do, outside of issues concerning black people, black men in specific, and black boys. With that, I do Better You said something so profound a few months ago, and we made mention of it, but I should have emphasized that. And shout out to the brother Better You. There were two release valves. There was one on the right, there was one on the left. And the left, for a hot second, seemed more promising. And that was Bernie Sanders. And that's not Mr. Z deriding Bernie Sanders right now, or being naive about his limitations and his what he said about reparations. I'm not being naive, and yes, I know. With that, there was two release valves. And the release valve, and I'm paraphrasing what Better You said, the release valve on the left got sabotaged and shut off. So it only left the pressure to go in one direction. And that is how you had Bernie bros voting for Trump in 2016. People that were Bernie bros that end up voting for Trump because the Hillary campaign and the Democrats, remember, Mr. Z has told y'all multiple times, I worked for the Democratic Party. And I was screaming it from the rooftops. The Bernie bros are not going to vote for pantsuit wearing Hillary Clinton. Shrewd ass Hillary Clinton. These are the young men and their fathers who thought that Bill cheating on Hillary was supposed to happen. But she don't look like she really about that life anyway. She don't look like she give good top anyway. She looked too cold and calculated and shrewd anyway. And shout out to all the people on social media at the time that were trying to make that archetype of white woman cool. So the right didn't shut down their release valve. And once again, that's how you get Bernie bros that voted for Donald Trump in 2016, 2020, 2024, because this is the era of anti-establishment. This is the era of great politics. This is not the era of just, okay, it's another presidential election. All right. No, this is make or break. And well, and for those folks who signed up for Trump enthusiastically, you too have some thinking to do. To all of those, well, this is not what I voted for. Yes, actually, yes, it is. I said it before the election. How did I see it and you don't? You didn't. Mr. Z is a community college dropout. For all you highly educated folks, Trump and his people are going to get you with the culture war talk. That's what you're going to go for. Meanwhile, Project 2025 is real, and they go bam y'all ass. Shout out to all the folks that tried to minimize it and water it down. It's not that serious, including some black folks. And now you're witnessing them go about it. They weren't joking before. And it's not just a little thing. It's not something that's not going to affect you or just slightly affect you. You ain't even going to really feel it. No. So yeah, Oppo, glad to know I have an effect, but yeah, you know, it was clear to Z. It was super evident to me. That's why I was calling it. That's why I played me in the past. For all of those that remember me playing me in the past a couple months ago. But yeah, I called it. Right. And me playing Sagar and Jetty speaking about the culture war. Right. And essentially Sagar and Jetty being kind of smug about the people that signed up for the culture war stuff, and now you getting monetary policy from Trump and his administration that you don't necessarily agree with. Yeah, because they knew you was gonna go for the culture war stuff to check your purple hair feminist cousin. Shout out to Z for bringing that up, right? That's what you were more concerned with, checking your purple hair feminist cousin that be talking crap at Thanksgiving dinner. And you didn't really care that your wife works for the federal government and she just got her head taken off. Well, huh? So that just happened. Yeah. So, and no placeholder says, black women never approach a white man with a take me as I am philosophy. That's what I mean by they all pay. Okay, I get what you're saying. Only the best for Zaddy, look good, educated, etc. I agree with that. I agree with that. I don't really got much to say. I see your clarification and I agree with that. The take me as I am stuff is what they do for black men, not for white men. Right. And so that also speaks to black women adhering to the racial hierarchy. Yeah, no placeholder. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, but I agree with that. And let me read KMS's and then we'll end out in a minute. Oh, I'm buffering, you said? Oh, no, it's me then. It's me. Because Indigo says I'm buffering. Okay, let me see if I could get a good, and y'all gives you a second. Gotta put this hair back down because it was a little nippy in South Florida earlier, and now it's not. I know a lot of folks in the Northeast are like, nippy, you don't know nothing about it was nippy for South Florida. That's what I meant. It was a little cool for South Florida. Right. Give me a second. Where's the next? And KMS says, the classification of certain professional degrees is the flare in the air about what the technocrats think of boss yitch the bossy-ish construct. I agree. Y'all ain't hitting on ish. We need babies society. KMS 1000% agree. 1000% agree. But there's another side. I think we need the soft sciences. I think they put things into context. I think it is a good thing to have women in the soft sciences to have the different perspective. Do we need 60-70% of degree attainers? I'm making up a number. Of women degree attainers to be in the soft sciences though? Does it need to be 75-80%? Jesus Christ. But I think we do need the soft sciences to put our material world in context. Not just male philosophers, but female philosophers. Oh my God, have fun finding that's sensible at least. But yeah, no, but the boss yitch attitudes when you're average, you're cool, right? You're all right. You're doing all right in life. You have a college degree. You making okay money. You making $60,000 a year. You kind of like your job. It ain't the worst thing in the world. It's not the greatest thing in the world. You drive a baby entry luxury car or a fully loaded Camry or something like that, right? Avalon or something. You all right, right? You're all right. You got a roommate, right? Or you have an apartment you can afford yourself, and it's not completely killing you. You all right. You're all right. But then you have the boss yitch attitude. Like what? Like you're doing okay. You okay-ish, right? I'm not gonna say you're doing the basics. You're doing better than the basics, but you're all right. But that boss yitch attitude, man, I agree with KMS. Look, this society is saying, look, we need more. We need more. Where's the kids? Where's our future tax base? Where's the kids that's going to take care of you while we give you the Social Security money in the future? Yet you're not as grand and as great as you think you are. Huh? Your mere presence isn't good enough. Huh? Compassionate says, nippy my assy. Hello, it's 11 degrees in Chicago right now. Toya says 37 in New Jersey. What? Let me see. Where? I'm gonna tell y'all right now what it is in South Florida. Y'all gives you a second. Where's my thing? Give me a second because it is. Y'all probably can't. It is a crisp, cool 63 degrees. It says outside. Yeah. South Florida, everyone. South Florida. Yeah. And Big Mo says it is 33 in upstate New York right now. Heavy snow. Right? So we got one more comment to read, and then we gotta end out. And Mizzy probably gonna be mad at me because I don't think I'm gonna make it in time for what I need to do. Oh boy. And I asked her what she wanted. Then that was 2 hours ago. Oh boy. Yeah, yo. And no placeholder says not quote unquote a waste, Z, since it was always for Zaddy. Good point. Good point. Good point. At least she got the experiences. Oh, good point. No placeholder. Good point. It wasn't a waste because at least she has the memories, and even other women would call her out for that because she was still romanticizing the quote unquote good times. God damn. She was still romanticizing the good. She doesn't appreciate it was just a long con. Right? Like, I know what my phraseology has been about this story for the past few streams we've covered it, but I appreciate it was a long con. She still doesn't appreciate all of it was a long con. He was lying every step of the way. Did he enjoy the Triple X time? Maybe. Did y'all have quote unquote sweet moments? Maybe. Right? But it was just a long con. And you're not appreciating the long con. You not being angry enough for everyone is the issue. What is it? What's the quote say? It's easier to fool someone than to get them to believe that they were fooled. Zulu said it's 47 in Georgia. Compassionate, see, kiss my ass, Z. Wipe the icicles out your nose. Let me stop because hurricane season is like in like 5 months, 6 months. Hurricane season is going. I'm a blinking. It's going to be hurricane season, and then the tables will have turned. Right? Oh man. Let me stop in before the cars become a pontoon. Right? So on that note, everyone, and I didn't even play the last clip I wanted to play. What was it? Oh yeah, it was Sovereign Black Woman. I'll play that at another time. I'm gonna play that because that's a whole different conversation. Because apparently Sovereign's in a whole relationship with a white dude. Yep. Yeah. So we will pause right there, everyone, because he got things to do. We will pause right there. Love, peace, or chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content. Why does he still have this as a background? I don't know. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, for the love of God. Great stream. We will see if we can do a panel discussion. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see if we can do a panel discussion maybe tomorrow. That's the goal. It's not gonna be that long. It might be a 3-hour one or 4-hour one or something like that. Mr. Z, your time is all distorted now because you've been doing those marathons. True indeed, true indeed. So we'll see with that tomorrow. I'm hoping to bring y'all a stream. Yeah, and Ben, do not think I forgot about you. I'll bring up that Beetle and Balamuccio's friend, and shout out to Ben for that video. Y'all will see what I'm talking about in a little bit. And Chief Rocka, I'm still looking for the Lily Gaddis video. I did check for the title. It's a difficult find. I don't know if she deleted it or if it's buried under a bunch of other stuff. Lily Gaddis, y'all, is the racist white chick that said the N-word concerning a boyfriend of a dude, and then she was kind of goaded on or encouraged by what's his name, Pierce Morgan, to say the N-word when Mark Lamont Hill was there, and then Mark Lamont Hill threatened to leave, and et cetera, et cetera. Y'all know who I'm talking about. So yeah, that's the Lily Gaddis that me and Dr. Thunder spoke about her a couple months ago on his channel. But yeah, that same racist, non-talented ass chick. She's so not talented, y'all. At least Nick Fuentes is talented and he's pretty smart. She's not smart. She's not witty. She's not talented. She's just a blonde, blue-eyed chick. That's an edgelord. You an edgelord white woman? Can't even call you a white girl. You're an edgelord white woman? Anyway. Thank you for the super sticker, Toya. Thank you for the super sticker. And Jay says, Carson says, Kaysen, sorry, says 35 in Seattle. I thought it would have been colder than that in Seattle, but okay. Freezing, y'all wipe the icicles out y'all noses. And Mr. Z out. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. We'll do the outro again. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, for the love of God. And Mr. Z out. All right, y'all.
You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.